So for the first of this series of videos on the Toy Biz all new, all different X-Men box set, I thought I'd start off with my favorite X-Men. Not only is he my favorite character, he's probably my favorite figure out of this box set. He's a fairly nice sculpt, and they could have done a little bit better in the face. He is nice and thin and live. His fingers are way over exaggerated. He has got this wire tail, which is a very nice touch. Although, as you can see, at the end of mine, the wire is poking out of the plastic. Something that happens quite frequently with this kind of gimmick. He's also got these shoulder pads, which are very solid. Nowadays, they would probably put a nice soft plastic in there so that it would limit the articulation less. Of course, his head goes side to side, but it's at an angle, so he's just cocking his head. He's not really looking left or right. His arms do go all the way around, but these hard pieces of plastic shoulder pads get in the way. He bends at the elbow, and he bends at the wrist. The white on here, on his hand where the joint is, will flake off. That's an issue, both on the hands and on the feet, but not too much. He has an articulated waist. Legs go back and forward and back, and he bends at the knee and bends at the ankle. Now, he's got some pretty cool posing possibilities. For the most part, it's a very good paint job. You do see some mistakes here. You can tell on the back, but there's some red that came over there. But mostly it's on his, where his boots and gloves are. As you can see, it's really misaligned. Minor little chipping of paint that occurs at the joints, as you can see right there. Of course, his first appearance in the comics was Giant Size X-Men #1 in 1975. That was not his intended debut. He was intended, along with several other of the new X-Men, to be actual characters in the DC, not Marvel, Legion of Superheroes. Dave Cockrum came over to Marvel and started doing X-Men. He updated versions of characters that he had wanted to introduce in Legion of Superheroes. A gypsy who happened to be a sorceress too, found Kurt as a baby, or that's what she told him. He later found out that he was actually given to her by his father, which was some demon or demonic looking mutant from this race of demonic looking mutants. He had this baby with Mystique, the shapeshifter. Mystique actually abandoned Nightcrawler because she feared what the villagers would do to the baby. I guess. I don't know. I didn't read that storyline. So this gypsy, Margali Zardos, finds him, or is given him, 2 rays, and she's part of a traveling circus where she's a fortune teller. So he grows up in the circus among all the circus folk, and they're very accepting of his looks. Of course, he looks like this from birth. He is trained as an acrobat, using his natural abilities. He is raised with Margali's two natural children, Stefan and Jermaine. I want to say, I don't know how to pronounce it. I'll put it there. Stefan is a boy and Jermaine is a girl, and they live quite happily until an American buys the circus, and he puts Kurt into the freak show. He doesn't like that. American's not going to take no for an answer, so he keeps him drugged. Kurt escapes, leaves the circus, and travels back to his village where he was found, called Winseldorf, somewhere in Bavaria, Germany. And apparently Stefan's there, but there's a problem. Stefan has had mental problems. This gets the better of him, and he becomes a child murderer. Kurt confronts him during their confrontation, inadvertently breaks Stefan's neck, killing him. And this is actually witnessed by several people, and they see him, and they see that he's a demon, and they think he's responsible for the killings. So that's why they form a mob and chase him through the town. That's when Professor X comes and saves him, stops the crowd with his psychic powers. Kurt says, yeah, I'll join the X-Men. I've got nowhere else to go, basically. For those of you who don't know, Kurt is a teleporter, and the way he does this is through line of sight, by accessing another dimension. He goes there and is able to travel a distance and come back into our own universe dimension, and it's instantaneous. I think his range is basically 2 miles, but he has been known to teleport for longer distances. As he's accessing this dimension, there's a sound of air rushing in to occupy the space where he was, and that's where you get that sound that is denoted by the sound effect BAMF. So it's accompanied by the smell of brimstone, which is what that atmosphere coming through into our dimensions. And of course he's got the prehensile tail. It's strong enough to support the weight of not only himself, but himself and probably another full-grown man. He does have enhanced vision at night, and his toes and fingers, they're able to, much like a gecko or similar creatures, able to grasp surfaces very well and climb them. Although it's been played down over the last couple of years, not really access, is that he has this ability to kind of blend into shadows. It really doesn't disappear, it's just when he's in shadow it becomes hard to see. Anyway, that's Nightcrawler. In my opinion, he's the best of this group, so stay tuned for my next review. Until then, see ya.